right? Durant scare me because when Durant score, he don't say nothing. He don't say
Bird. He goes to the right, Bird. He makes the spot, Bird. I said, goddamn, who is Bird?
everybody excited. He ain't trying to get LeBron pissed off or pumped up. He just scored my man and shh.
With a Bird. You know, here's Bird and Bird this. Oh, did you see the pass that Bird
Hey everyone.
made?
As you're probably aware, Kevin Durant recently climbed up the NBA's all-time scoring list, breaking into the top 10 and surpassing the legendary Moses Malone. Now, while KD at the age of 35 continues to play exceptionally well and exhibits impressive longevity, there's been this recent buzz suggesting that he's somehow better than Larry Bird, who's often regarded as the second best small forward in NBA history. Personally, I find it hard to buy into that notion. Even former NBA champion John Sally, who's quite vocal in these debates, shares the same sentiment. Like many NBA fans, Sally recognizes that a player's longevity, while impressive, shouldn't overshadow the overall impact a player has in the context of an NBA debate. Let's break down the comparison between Larry Bird and Kevin Durant. Bird, from day one, had an instant impact on his team. In his rookie year, Boston won only 29 games, the second fewest in the NBA. However, with Bird the very next year, and with some minor roster changes, they won 61 games, the best in the East. On the other hand, Durant, in the first decade of his career, never cracked 61 wins until 2017 with the Golden State Warriors. One similarity between Bird and Durant is their vulnerability to injuries, especially later in their careers. But when we look at prime Bird from 1980 to 1988, every single year he was, at worst, a top 5 player. In fact, in his rookie year, he finished 4th in MVP voting, and the next 3 years, he was the runner-up every season. Now, when it comes to winning championships and the quality of teammates, there's a stark difference. Durant, with his impressive talent, won championships in a vastly different manner. In Oklahoma City, despite having Westbrook, a young James Harden, and a solid supporting cast, he only made one finals appearance and won one finals game. Bird, on the other hand, won 3 championships and made numerous finals appearances with a team that drafted him. Looking at their teammates, Bird had Hall of Fame players like Kevin McHale, Tiny Archibald, Dennis Johnson, and Danny Ainge at various points in his career. Durant, with more talent around him, has fewer rings, despite playing alongside stars like Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green in Golden State, and later with Westbrook, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Devin Booker. It's also worth noting that Durant's stint in Brooklyn, where he essentially played a pseudo-GM role, calling the shots and getting the players he wanted, failed to replicate the overall success and structure that the Golden State Warriors had, a team that undoubtedly played a significant role in Durant's success with 2 championships. The discussion about who the best player and the most valuable asset is on a team often sparks intense debates among fans. In the case of the Golden State Warriors, many fans still argue that Steph Curry holds both titles, considering his MVP seasons. Now, this debate is open for discussion anytime you want. However, when we shift our focus to Larry Bird, the best player on his championship team was never once debated. Let's take a closer look at the 19th day shots. During the entire postseason, Bird ranked first in points, rebounds, steals, and second in assists, only behind Magic Johnson. His overall numbers were impressive, averaging well above 25 points per game on 50-40-90 splits. What's noteworthy is that in 1984, Bird had no teammate averaging above 17 points per game, a situation quite different from someone like Steph Curry. Comparing peak performances, prime for prime, let's consider the 1986 Larry Bird. Throughout that year, he dominated in all aspects, winning the MVP with only 5 votes shy of being unanimous. Boston had the best record in the NBA, and Bird claimed victory in the 3-point contest, Finals MVP, leading the team in points, rebounds, and assists for the entire postseason with impressive 50-40-90 splits. In my humble opinion, the Larry Bird of 84, 85, and especially 86 surpasses any version of Kevin Durant. If we examine the overall competition in the finals and playoffs, Bird faced formidable opponents, not the likes of George Hill and J.R. Smith in a weak squad. Bird competed against the Showtime Lakers and the Houston Rockets with Hall of Fame big men. Looking at the Eastern Conference, he faced teams like the 76ers, Pistons, Cavaliers, Dominique's Hawks, Jordan's Bulls, and the underrated Bucks. The 80s East was loaded with talent, making Bird's finals competition far superior to Durant's. There's also a massive gap in passing and playmaking between Bird and Durant. Bird was a phenomenal passer in various situations, excelling in the fast break, half court, and especially out of the post, while Durant has improved in recent years. Comparing him to Bird or Magic as a passer is not even a fair comparison. Additionally, Bird's highly underrated rebounding ability, ranking in the top 10 in the league 7 times in 8 years, sets him apart. While Durant may have an edge in scoring, The overall gap in playmaking and rebounding between these two players, and if we want to be completely honest, the best comparison for Larry Bird in today's NBA is someone like Joel Embiid, a great scorer, highly efficient, a beast on the boards, and a tremendous passer. Standing at 6'9" or 6'10", Embiid embodies qualities reminiscent of Bird, and his overall offensive impact on both teammates and his franchise surpasses that of someone like Kevin Durant, who is primarily a score-first player. Let's delve into the offensive impact by examining Boston in 1988 with Larry Bird compared to 1989 without him. In '88, with Bird, they topped the charts. First in offensive rating, third in points per game, first in net rating, first in field goal percentage, first in three-point percentage, first in two-point percentage, and first in assists. It's safe to say that Boston, with Bird, boasted the best offense in the entire NBA that year. Now fast forward to '89 without Larry Bird, and the team underwent a significant decline. They dropped from an all-time great offense to a mediocre or below average one, ranking 8th in offensive rating, 10th in scoring, 14th in net rating, 6th in shooting percentage, 22nd in three-point percentage, and 10th in true shooting percentage. This stark drop-off illustrates the immense offensive impact Bird had on his team. Taking a closer look at Kevin Durant's career, while he has been highly valuable, his offensive impact hasn't transcended his team or the best players in the world. The cloud over Durant's head is the absence of winning a championship without the Warriors. In OKC, Brooklyn, and Phoenix post-Golden State, Durant has produced 0 championships and only 1 finals appearance. Until he leads his team to a championship, as the best player, any comparison between him and Larry Bird holds little weight. In conclusion, while acknowledging Durant's longevity and greatness at 35, comparing players goes beyond longevity stats. Larry Bird remains the better overall player with a more illustrious career in less time. That wraps up the video. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.